Hello everyone, welcome to the Varanus podcast on the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Tonight I've got Finn Hall coming all the way from Australia, Melbourne, Australia. We're talking about all sorts of herping. He's found some really special species. One he's just let me know about off screen, so I'm really excited to talk about that as well. Before we get into tonight's episode, just want to give a shout out to US ARC. Monitors seem to be a hot topic for these sort of anti-groups. They don't want you keeping them. The same group that went after the Blue Tree monitor is now going after Varanus milenus, which obviously anyone working with them, get in contact with me and we'll try to put something together. But I will be getting the guys from US ARC on the show to talk about that in a bit more detail. Without any further ado, I'm going to get Finn straight on. How we doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, Chris. How are you?
Very good. Thank you very much for joining, mate. Like I said, wasn't too much on your radar. We'll point you out, but I've been looking through your Instagram, and there's some really cool stuff on there. So yeah, why don't you give yourself a bit of an introduction, mate, and sort of tell people what you got going on.
Yeah, no worries. I've been into herps for quite a long time now. Probably for as long as I can remember, really. It sort of kicked off with bugs, I guess, when I was sort of 4 or 5, and then as I got older, it moved into herps, and it's sort of stuck there for a while now. So I've been making YouTube videos for, I don't know, be like 10 or more years now, and that's what I was into before photography. And then keeping reptiles when I was younger. Started off with blueies, and then got bearded dragons, water dragons, lacies, that sort of stuff. And that was sort of inspired by Dad. He used to keep when he was younger, when things were a lot different, and so it's pretty cool to hear about that, and just keeping stuff outside like he would. And yeah, that sort of really I guess triggered the keeping side of things for me. And yeah, then you meet people along the way, you get more involved and more into it, and here we are today.
That's good that you your dad was into it. That's an easy one for wanting to get stuff when younger. That's usually a bit of a hurdle for some people, so that's nice. It's in your genes.
Oh yeah, definitely. So, yeah, it was very easy to get stuff. Like, you hear a lot of people, you know, they got to convince their parents, but Mum and Dad were both easy to get behind me. And snakes, lizards, it didn't matter. They were very supportive.
And you're in the right country as well, being Australia as well. It's some nice stuff over there.
Yeah.
Just getting to the herping, mate. What sort of when did you start taking it serious, do you think?
Yeah, I probably started taking it really seriously only in start of 2023. Before that, I'd done a lot of local stuff around Melbourne and sort of into southeast New South Wales, but it wasn't really until the start of 2023 I set off on a big trip with my partner Bella, and we were doing a half lap of Australia. So we went up to Guts, through the centre, up to Darwin, and then west the whole way through the Kimberley, whole west coast, and then back along south. And yeah, that was just amazing, going from only doing day herping really, and just being exposed to all the herping you could ever dream of. Was
best bit, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's the herping like around Melbourne itself? Is it good or pretty minimal?
It depends what you're into. Like, if you like seeing elapids, then there's plenty of like wetlands and things you can cruise around and comfortably see multiple elapids, multiple species. But like, compared to, you know, in the top end where you've got so many geckos, you know, so many pythons and stuff, like, it doesn't really compare. But it's definitely good fun, and I love elapids. So
is it copperheads you get that far down? Or
not? You get lowlands copperheads, pretty common around, even in suburbia, like suburban wetlands. They'll be kicking around. Tiger snakes, red bellies are not so common around Melbourne. There's a couple of spots you can find them, but actually, one of the harder things to find. But you also get like mountain dragons, Jackie dragons, white skinks, swamp skinks, things like that as well. So not to discredit the skinks.
No. Sounds. But I'm from England, so we've got 6 species of reptiles total. So I'm sure Melbourne, England, smashes that to pieces. So yeah, I'm sure it'd still be heaven for someone. So you're saying that was your first sort of big trip. How did you go about planning that, Finn? Was there anything, were you like nervous about anything, or was there anything you learned along the way, maybe?
Yeah, definitely learnt a lot. I sort of was overwhelmed going into it, so I didn't plan it like meticulously. I sort of just picked locations, and as I was coming up to those locations, you know, I'd scour iNaturalist or speak to mates and things, or had some species in mind I wanted to see. But I sort of, one of the main things I love about herping is finding new spots, and I love finding new spots myself as well. So I try not to like get given too many spots, because for me it takes away a part of why I do it, which is like the exploring side of things. And then afterwards you can speak to people and they go, "Oh, I found this here," and then you go, "Oh, that's exactly where I was looking," and you know, you're in the right spot. Or you know, it's because once you work it out, like, spots make sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And usually the spots you get given aren't the best spots, is what I found out. I used to go from the UK over.
Exactly,
I had to do it sort of back. I had to do it backwards. I was like, I really want to see some of this stuff. Can you give me like a heads up of the end? You know, they give you a general sort of area, but when you sort of see that area, you can go, oh, okay, I sort of see the habitat now. I remember going looking for Cordiolineatus on my first trip. He was like, oh, you want to find this area. And then there's these mulga trees, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I was going to look in all this live mulga, just not really getting the point. And I'm sure if I just found, you know, a dead spot of it, I would have turned it up. And then someone gave me another spot a bit further up in Pilbara for bush eye, and it was all just dead stuff. I was like, now you know what you're looking for. You sort of get that, you know, those spots in hand, and there's nothing better than having your own spot. I mean, I've even got some now, you know, I wouldn't give to anyone, and you know, it's just nothing better. You can go there and it's sort of it's your spot. So you know, that's awesome. So it's a long way to drive, mate. Did you obviously had your own ute or something? Did you have to kit that out in any way?
Yeah, I had at the time a D22 Navara, which they're not known for being the most reliable, but they're one of the ones where I personally reckon if you look after them, then they sort of pull through. And I've been into four-wheel driving for a while since I got my license, so I sort of had it mostly kitted out. I sorted out a setup for the tray with a rooftop tent on the back. Took out the back seats of the car and run a fridge in there, big 70-litre dual zone. Had the dual battery system, solar, all that sorted. So we were pretty set up. Like, it was a very simplistic setup, but it worked. And we're on the road for 13 months in the end. So.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a proper. I did the Perth to Darwin and down to Alice Springs in 3 months, and I wish I had 30 months. Yeah, it was a lot, and that was in a Navara as well. And it was a highway. They were a really good hire company. They actually went bust. I mean, the wreck I sent this car back in, and it was completely covered by insurance. I was like, oh, there's no way I'm getting away with this. But they didn't really think that I was going to do this whole big loop, which is a long way, as you were saying. And I think I should have got it serviced in Broome. By the time I got down to Alice Springs, I was ringing him and I was going, this thing's going really slow. It's like stuck. He's like, oh yeah, that sounds like you've had some dodgy fuel. He's like, how many miles have you done? I was like, I don't know. Or kilometers, obviously. I was like, I claimed to him, I was like, oh mate, you should have stopped in Broome and got a new filter and stuff. So yeah, and it's good to the amount of tires we went through as well, Finn. Just insane. I don't know if I was lucky, but and you need to learn how to do a few bits. I think it's a wild place, as you know. When you it's very it's a weird one because it's so sort of Western in a way. You feel very safe with the aircon on and everything's going when you got your roadhouses and you get food, but there's certain stretches, as you well know, that you'll get to, and then we had the aircon belt break on another trip I did. It gets very hot very quick, and you're like, this could, you know, if the actual engine stopped, it could, you know, you're in a world of trouble.
A lot
of stupid tourists go over there and get stuck over there. End up trouble. So, is there any essentials that you learned from that trip of doing it? Of like, oh, I wish I had that, or I'm lucky I had that.
That's a good question. Definitely a compressor to be able to pump the tires up after letting them down. Just some of those corrugated tracks, like in Karajini and along the Gib, obviously, and a lot of areas in WA actually, the corrugation's just like it's one of the worst things for your car if you're unable to let your tires down. Like you're just
Shakes them apart.
rattling things loose. Exactly, yeah. So definitely a compressor and a tire deflator, but you can just let them down with a stick.
Yeah.
So probably more so the compressor. Having water easily accessible makes a big difference. Like I just found our setup wasn't great for getting water out, and it just becomes a real pain having to pull different things out to get your jerry can out, and that's something I've changed on my setup now. Is just easily accessible water. Just have a tap ready to go. I think that's a big thing as well, and
Yeah.
being able to charge stuff whenever you need to as well, for sure. Because burning through camera batteries and head torches and stuff like that, like that's a massive one.
Yeah, like I said, that first one I went on, like I said, they've gone bust because I think too many people must have just wrecked. The insurance was just too good on it.
Yeah.
I had a kangaroo go into the side of it and bend. He was like, I've never known this, but this is how unlucky I am. It's up in Exmouth, and then there was some big kangaroos. It went into the side of the driver's door. He's like, mate, they never go into the. You're having me on. Like, mate, I've killed it's killed itself, this kangaroo. And I took a picture of the fur on the side, and the whole door was bent in. I couldn't use the window for the rest of the trip.
Oh my god!
He's like, what insurance you got? I was like, your four-wheel drive insurance. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, mate. It's covered. And then, like I said, I used them a couple of times, and then I see some bad reports that they just went bust. So they were just too Australian. I call it. Everything was too easy. It was like not a worry. But,
did you have a kilometer limit?
No, unlimited kilometers as well. It was brilliant.
Wow, yeah, that's hard to find. Yeah.
I wish I could do that, and it wasn't too expensive. And I did get ripped off by another one. This is like I said, the luxury of you got when you live in Australia is obviously having that ute and everything. The next one, Australian four-wheel drive, they were called. They had a big court case against them. They mate, it was immaculate. We didn't even go off any road. It was like a really easy trip. I think it was Broome across to Darwin, and we just did all the bitumen stuff, not through Gib or anything. And they got into the roof and took a picture of a bit of rust, and they like tried to do, but it was like basically a scam.
Wow.
So since then it's been pretty difficult. And then I bought a ute as well. I was like, oh, screw this rentals. I'll try buying one, and I might be able to leave it or sell it at the end. I know that I got ripped off. That's the one with the aircon belt that snaps. Yeah, I'm jealous. You know, having those kitted out, you can do them so well in Australia. There's so many places you can get the rooftop tent and stuff. But
it does make a huge difference. It's not a bad idea buying one and selling it before you go.
Yeah, it was.
If you can get
it had been all right. Yeah, I lost so much money. I think it was like 7,000, and I got like 1,000 back. I had to buy a new clutch for it as well.
Wow.
Like the clutch give way. 80 Mile Beach, as you know, it's a pretty rubbish stretch. Not much there. I had to limp it about halfway up into Broome, and the guy's like, the clutch, to repair this clutch is going to be more than what this car's worth. It was a Pajero from 1990. Like, what are you doing? It's like, just leave it in Broome. I've got to get to Darwin, mate. He's like, you really, I mean, you know, this clutch is going to be more expensive than the car, but that you live and you learn.
So unlucky.
I'm rubbish with stuff. So yeah, I'm jealous of having a ute set up. To do with the herping side of things, Finn, is there anything like any kit that side of things, like head torches? Do you recommend like a brand of head torch or something that you're happy with?
I've always run the lead lenser, and I can't fault it, apart from the battery being a bit heavy, but you get used to that. Like, it doesn't really bother me, and the charge you get for having a big battery makes it worth it, in my opinion. Yeah,
Which one is it? I think I've got the massive battery or the one that goes on your head.
No, it's back here, but it's like
I
don't know, that big. I think it's the H15R. or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those ones.
I got one that was amazing. I can't remember what it was. It's more really for cyclists. They attached the battery pack to the cycle, which was amazing, amazingly bright, but it would just become a bit cumbersome.
Oh, yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah, the only thing I wish it had was a red light feature, which the model above that has a red light, but they just changed the whole setup, and it's like it's got a spot and a separate flood, and there's just too much going on. It'd be nice if this one, you could probably get a filter maybe to chuck over it, but I don't know. Red light's nice sometimes if you're just kicking around camp, or I don't know, you don't want to, you look at mammals or something. It's a bit,
for sure, blinding stuff.
yeah.
I can see from your Instagram, you must be into photography. What sort of setup have you got for that?
Yeah, I'm running the Canon 7D Mark II, which was, I don't know if Will was saying it on here, but yeah, our mate Jack got us both into photography, and that's the setup he ran. That's a setup our other mate Pat ran. So it's sort of, I just, it was a no-brainer to go to that. And then I was running a couple of little just, it's like a floppy disk diffuser that you chuck on the front from a mate of mine, Tim. He makes them, Varana Bay. And then recently for Christmas, it would have been, I got a whole new flash setup. Got one of the Speedbox diffusers and a remote flash setup. So I'm actually yet to, I've taken one photo of a Jackie Dragon, but yet to really give it a good crack. So I'm pretty excited because I love getting the habitat in it. And just the on-camera flash wasn't cutting it. A lot of the times, a lot of my shots from trips, I'm using Jack's diffuser. So it's about time I got my own.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, a lot of the cameras now, I got what is it, an R6? It doesn't even have an inbuilt flash on it. I think the one, I think I was running a 7D before, which was good. I never used to bother with the flashlights. Once you sort of get your head around them, you can't really live without it. Makes the picture so much better. So many of my pictures were just done with the little onboard one, and then I got this R6, and I was like, now I'm going to have to buy a flash unit. It's just hard work to wrangle it sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's a bit of a workout almost if you're holding it out on the side or in front of you. But the disc is good for macro stuff because it's right there, and also it acts as a bit of a shield for lapids, which has been handy. But
you wouldn't get me getting anywhere near the Australian lapid. I can appreciate them. I'd handle them, but the photography side of it, I'm just too lackadaisical. I'll just be looking through that viewfinder too much, and probably you need a mate there. You'll be like, whoa.
Yeah.
The matter of even with the monitors, they'll grab me. So going back to that big trip, was there any real big species you wanted to tick up? How do you sort of plan your herping trips? Is it I want to find so many species, or is it I really want to just find that one? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I'll usually have one or two targets that I really want to see, and then sort of whatever comes along with that is how it goes. For that trip, I had a few big targets and saw some really cool stuff, but a lot of my main targets like Pelly, rough-scale python, spotted mulga. Spotted mulga was my main target for that whole big lap, and couldn't get onto it. It was hard, obviously when my partner Bella, she is into wildlife, but full on herping is a completely different ball game than just wildlife, average wildlife watching. So I think I pushed her to her limits a bit, but yeah, she came along for all of it and got out there, and but when you go on a trip with the mates, it's a different ball game.
yeah, when I did Australia, it was with my ex-missus, and like you said, she was like happy to go. If the scenery is good, that was a bonus. It's like there's only so much, trees you can look in, Chris. I'm sat here, so many flies in Australia as well. It's like, you feel a bit guilty, don't you? It's like, I can't all just be herping. So no, I get that. That habitat where you find it's Butler, is it? The spotted mulga. That's like Payne's Fine sort of area up from there.
Yeah, Yalgoo, Payne's Fine, Mount Magnet. That was like some of the most brutal herping because there was just not much going on out there. The Panoptes rubitus were awesome. Like they were out in force, but we didn't see a single snake, not a roadkill snake. I don't think we saw any geckos. It was just really, really dry. And in the daytime, we were just sitting around doing not much. There's nothing there, so it's not really enjoyable.
That's what I was going to say. I went obviously to I think it's Ida, which is by Yalgoo, just a bit further, looking for those Cordia lineatus. And I was just going to your missus there, and I was like, if you're looking for those Butleri, it's pretty boring habitat to be in. It's not like Carragini or somewhere like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I said just one night because we'd already gone. We'd been through the Pilbara, then we went to Exmouth, stayed there for a bit, and then went back up to the Pilbara for Varanus. And I said, look, like, you allowed us to do that because it's a lot of money. Like, it's sort of a bit unfair if it's a trip for both of us and I'm spending all this money on fuel. I said one night, and we ended up staying 3 nights, I think it was. And wow. It was tough going.
So, pretty understanding.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But no luck. Have you found them since, or still not got back up there?
I haven't been back since. Yeah, I'd love to do that. That's definitely up there. I think the trick with them is just you got to time it with the weather. Like wait for some rain and just hit it after that. It'd be handy if you're living in WA, of course. It's a bit harder when you got to fly over and organise a car. It's a bit far to go for timing it with the weather. Yeah.
Do you find any Cordia lineatus?
Nah, I didn't find them or the I think it's Agonia depressor out there. Didn't find them either, but I should have put more time into that when the Butleri were unsuccessful. I should have gone around looking in cracks in the trees and
you'd have found depressor. That's all I find, Finn, is depressor and never photos. That's why I always ask people. I was like, how easy was it? You're the first Australian that was like, oh no, I didn't find it, but maybe you just didn't look. Everyone else is like, oh mate, they're in every crack. They're my nemesis species over there.
Yeah.
Just been in their habitat so much, but never found them.
Wow.
So I'll bring up this into Kakadu. So how did you do that big trip? Which way around did you go?
Yeah, so we went from Melbourne through Coober Pedy up through Alice and then to Kakadu.
Okay, that's a good place to start, maybe. So you're very lucky, maybe just very skillful to find one of these Kakadu rock monitors, which I've labeled the show as tonight. These are a super special, soon to be species, or definitely subspecies, as you alluded to. So do you want to take us through what went into finding these guys?
Yeah, sure. So that find actually came from the second time I went to Kakadu. So the first time was really good because I was able to scout out all the spots with Bella, wrap my head around, what Kakadu is, where things are. And then I sort of was itching to get back there, from the moment I left. And probably was less than a year later, I went back there with four mates. So my mate lives in Catherine, so that was nice and easy. He was able to drive me, and then the other 2 flew in and grabbed a car. But that obviously that was at night time, that Kimberley Rock monitor, and we were.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
we were looking for Pelly in a spot that I'd scouted out previously, and that we actually saw 2 that night, 2 glorts, not Oenpellis. And that one was active. Like, I don't know if it had been spooked or what happened. The other one was just deep in a crevice. But yeah, that one was moving around. I think it was 9:30.
Yeah,
And then yeah, I can't take credit for finding it. I think it was my mate Daniel, the one who lives in Catherine. He calls out, got a monitor, and then yeah, it was this one of the best monitors. It's just something about them, isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, they're like the OP for me. I'd probably do it the other way around. I'd be looking for them at night, and I'd know them back. So yeah, I need to get back and find that again. Kakadu is such a big player. I don't know if you want to sort of explain it to people that don't know. It's a pretty wild area.
Oh yeah, it's a massive area. Probably takes a couple of hours to go from end to end of Kakadu, I reckon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've got sort of the West Arnhem side, which is where you get some of those rock dwelling species, which is probably one of my favorite places actually to go. Just that escarpment is just, I really want to get into Arnhem Land itself, and then it stretches across into more savanna-y stuff towards as you go west.
Yeah. And you get a bit of wetland sort of
area.
Remember. It was just I went there.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, I went there the first year, and we'd sort of run out of time, and everyone was calling it Kakadon, and they're like, just go to Litchfield instead, which Litchfield is good because you can get around it the day pretty much, and there's some good stuff. We sort of went into it. I think we drove all the way to Jabiru, and then I didn't really have anywhere sort of what I was even looking for when I went there. So I think we just went to a Abiri, I think it is, which is beautiful, obviously.
Oh yeah. Oh, you bet.
That was. And then we're sort of out the next day, and it was just a mission, and that sort of put me off going again. Until a few people started turning these Kakadu rock monitors up. I was like, I need to go back there. No luck when I went. Again, I was only there for a couple of days, but it's a sort of a destination you need to go for quite a while. Sort of, it's quite hard to get.
So you'll see something new every time as well. Like I went back again later that same year. So that was in March, and then I went back in June, and that trip still didn't find the Oenpelli, but found a coastal taipan, which is like very rare for Kakadu. Like they pop up here and there. Usually it's tourists posting like, what's this snake, and everyone's like, oh my god. And we saw a dead one. And then we saw a dead one, and then the next day saw a live one looking for Primordius. It was like not the characteristic habitat at all for a coastal taipan, and there it was. Just it was insane. That's a magical spot.
That escarpment country. I can't remember where I went to. One of the walks. It was I think I've said this story before. I'll cut it short. It's basically saying you're going to die on the way to this walk. It's super bad. All the reviews were bad. It was this beautiful walk in there, and it took me like a couple of hours. It was a slog. It was a couple of hours, but it was all flat. And just walking through all this. I found a tristis on the way in, and then it ended in beautiful. These beautiful pools. I was like, they'd just be perfect to get one of the rock monitors against the pool. They got.
I know the walk you're talking about.
Okay. And I was like, it's got to be it. So I stayed there, and I was super happy. There's some real special spots in Australia as a whole. The Pilbara is the same. It's beautiful. Did you manage to get any of the Oenpellis, or they still want to get?
Still want to get. Yeah. I think I don't want to jinx it, but I think I've got it next time as far as timing goes. Obviously, with things like that, there is. Well, I guess all herping is an element of luck, but if you can get conditions and time of year and all that sort of stuff on your side, then increases the chance of luck.
So going into what sort of favourable conditions, maybe for looking for pythons at night, not just Oenpellis, is there? You liked it? Are you into the moon phases at all? That seems to be a bit of a thing for people.
Yeah, I definitely try not to go on a full moon. I do believe in that, but I think for for large pythons, I can't see it being all that much of a contributing factor, but I would still not plan a trip like that. But I would plan it around the moon. I still would, just to give myself any edge you can.
Yeah.
And I think for them, going when it's not too wet and it's not too cold, getting that, you know, either after wet or before wet.
The shoulder season sort of.
Yeah, the shoulder seasons is, I think, which is in a lot of cases, it's usually the best herping. Like, I guess across Australia, for most things anyway.
Yeah. What about for your monitors? Yeah, you say what you think, and I'll come up with an idea that I've had recently and see what you think about it. Well, when do you reckon is best, like your rock monitors and stuff, or do you think it matters?
Yeah, I think for the rock monitors, I'd almost say you don't want it too hot, obviously, because the rocks just get insanely hot. I'd say on the shoulder, but more towards as it's cooling, as it starts to cool, so you got more of a window, would probably be my 2 cents. But I'm not a monitor guru.
No.
You and Will, so yeah.
Yeah. I've usually aimed for like a shoulder season, like March.
Okay.
When I March, April. But I was just thinking for some of the stuff is like maybe you should just go in the dead of winter when you know it's going to be in the crevice, and that you know they're not active. I don't know if I've never done it. I've never risked going to Australia when it's that cold. But I'm just thinking, you know, like your Ackies and stuff. Maybe they're hunkered down, but maybe they're too hunkered down and you wouldn't see them at all.
I reckon you definitely have success flipping going that time of year. But
yeah,
I've heard people say that. Yeah, so there's someone recommended going at that time of year for something, but yeah, I guess it depends how you want to do it. I think I'd love to go back to Kakadu, to where those Kimberleys were, and go in the morning or late afternoon and try and spot them active.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good report you should write there, finding them at night. I mean, it's only sort of been said with the Glebo Palmers, really. I think I found Gould Eye knocking around it. And that'd be a really cool sort of herp. I had no idea that you'd found them at night, mate. So that's I guess really interesting.
I mean, it sort of makes sense for rock monitors to still be moving around at sort of last light, first darkness sort of thing.
Yeah.
What was really interesting recently was finding a rusty monitor that was moving around at night. Wow. Again, it could have seen our spotlights, but I just don't think that would really happen because they're so secure in their hollows. I can't see them coming out from a bit of light. I'd like to think that it was moving around.
Yeah, I wonder if they're eating crabs and stuff, because crabs come really active at night.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah. Another species that'd be crabs fun.
Yeah.
So you're a bit disappointed with, I mean, you shouldn't be disappointed not finding the OPs. Are there any other highlights in Kakadu? Obviously, apart from them, which should be more important than the Oempelli, really.
Yeah. Both northern browns I've found from that area have been stunning, like really nice light yellow color. Probably one of my favorite brown snakes up there, those and strap snouted browns. I've only ever had glimpses of glebos, just that light tail tip disappearing.
Tail. Oh, mate.
Yeah, it's just typical.
They're a pain.
Yeah. And then, I mean, there's just like, as far as major highlights, I'd probably say that's it. But finding adders and western pygmy mulgars and even olive pythons for the first time is something special. Like, walking through those gorges at night and you just see this big snake out in ambush. Like, even that's hard to beat.
So good. Makes me jealous, mate. Need to get back there. Let me get that. Right, let's go through your Instagram, mate.
Yeah.
So from Kakadu, you headed towards the Kimberley, I'd imagine.
Yeah. If you want to go to that stuff, you'll have to go a fair way down.
Back.
Yeah, we went. Where did we go? We stopped. We didn't stop long in Kununurra. Headed into the Kimberley pretty quickly. Yeah, keep going. That's that Panoptes is from the Butler Eye mission.
Okay.
So keep going back.
That one.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I mean they're
such good monitors.
very good to take photos as well. Not like the gold eye that just that run off.
Exactly.
So nice.
I find the pattern on the dorsal of those guys really nice as well.
Yeah.
Just looks like almost like Aboriginal art in a way. That's one of the, if you go up for a second, that's one of the really nice northern browns. Yeah. That was him. Just
that's
like stunning snake. Compared to
in Litchfield, I think it was. I can't remember who I was with. He was like, "No, mate, it was a gold. You get the golden tree snakes up there." I was like, "Mate, no, it's definitely a lapis." He was like, "Oh, and I don't know how common they are up to find those yellow ones," but he was pretty gutted that I sort of hadn't made more of an effort to go over. I didn't know how sort of rare they were. Super stunning.
Yeah. Definitely one to appreciate. Yeah, we're getting closer now.
Whereabouts is this Finn? Oh, in the Pilbara.
Yeah, the Pilbara. I think that was Millstream, Chichester National Park.
Okay.
That was a great spot. Yeah, that saw the Pilbarensis there as well. That is probably the favourite example of a monitor I've ever found. That thing was spectacular looking. It was a juvenile, so it was just the pattern was so prominent and the colours.
Yeah, I found them pretty tricky. I can't remember how many I found. Maybe only 3 Pilbarensis. Last time I was there, I was in a pretty famous Python pool, I think it was.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I got there too late, and one was right on the rock. And by the time I got my camera out, it was a flash of the tail. And I waited there for hours. I was like, "It's got to come back out. It's got to come back out," and never see it again. And then a bit further up, first proper one I found, I tracked up into that spin effect. But that such beautiful country, that Millstream, the whole of the Pilbara is beautiful. I was like, "Oh, there should be a Pilbara rock monitor," and I sort of sat down to have a smoke, and then one just come out. There we go, it's perfect.
I only saw one of them, but saw a few of Hammersliensis. Yeah, there it is.
Oh, it's a stunner. Real nice.
Yeah.
Is that at night as well, or?
Yeah, but that was what?
Maybe
would have. Yeah, nah. Trying to remember what time it was, but I'd just be making it up. It's so long ago now.
But after dark again, you think?
Yeah.
We don't.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'm doing it all wrong, Finn. I should just go out looking for snakes at night, and I'll turn it more
nice and hot and yeah. It's those rock monitors. That's a Kimberley Adder. That was one of the more special finds as well. That was out during the day. In El Questro.
Okay, that's another amazing spot. As soon as you get up into that area, I don't know where you pick. El Questro, Canada, you got the grotto there as well, which is pretty nice. And if you check that out on the way.
No, I don't think so.
It's just on the side of the road. It's like a waterfall. I think it's just before or just after the turn into El Questro station. That's a pretty nice spot if you get
what
up there
did you
again.
say it was called?
The grotto, they call it.
The grotto? Yeah, no. I went to Amalia Gorge, which is on that same road, I think, which is one of my favourites.
That's pretty
good.
I think
definitely itching to get back there.
Oh, I think I did see the one here. So let's talk about these guys. So happy for you and so gutted for myself.
Yeah, that was I couldn't really believe it finding that. So after the Kimberley, we jutted over to Broome and then from Broome went north into the Dampier Peninsula. And I think we spent, I'd probably be making that up too. It's getting, I can't believe how long it's been now. 3 years almost. I think it was 4 nights or something out that way. And yeah, that we were just driving that sandy track, not even cruising, just going from A to B. One of the sandy tracks out there, and saw this little thing shoot across the road, and I instantly knew it was a monitor. So pulled over. Not a great road to pull over on either, because people fly down it, and you can't pull off it. You just have to like hug that steep edge, and raced back. It was gone, but I managed to find its tracks in the sand, and I followed the tracks, and only a couple of meters off the side of the road, it had stopped at the base of a little shrub. So I was able to,
lucky,
get some shots and just appreciate it. Yeah.
So we're talking about Varanus sparnus for anyone listening. Again, this is another episode where you need to really get on the YouTube version. Yeah, this is Varanus sparnus, the world's smallest monitor now.
Smallest, yeah.
And just as me and Finn were saying before the show, really something you can't hurt for. Definitely not legally. You'd have to do sort of be on a research project doing some pit trapping. You might be able to turn them up, a bit like the Bro Recorder. But they'd sort of just turn up randomly, a bit like you were saying, Finn. I think it was Nico that had found one in on just a dirt road as well. But really special. And this was obviously the habitat.
Yeah. I was I'm glad I got that habitat shot, because it's I love showing where you find things in at least habitats. Not necessarily giving away locations for something like that. That whole Dampier Peninsula is so underrated. It's such a nice area. It took me until there to see my first mulga, actually, which is pretty crazy. There was this stretch of rock, probably only 2 meters, 2.5 meters high, like not an escarpment by any means, just a corroded edge along the beach. And I saw a mulga there. I saw children eye, an orange naped, heaps of geckos, which is what they're obviously feeding on. An olive python. There was an olive python skeleton on the beach, like fully broken down, perfectly just sitting there. That just an amazing area and so much life in the water as well.
Yeah, I mean the desert, or whatever you want to call it, that habitat goes right up to for people that don't know it, right up, and then it's it's red, and then beach. The fishing's really good there as well.
You can imagine.
The most iconic sort of spot. I think they're turning that stretch into bitumen, aren't they? I heard. I don't know if they've done that yet.
I think they are. Developing it, because
I mean, again, not to give spots away, but that would be a killer one for road cruising at night, surely.
Interesting what difference that makes. I guess it'd mean more people getting out there, which sometimes takes away. But
I've all the great nomads going in the caravan, so loads of smash stuff, which is a problem with it. But sparnus, mate, I can't believe that. It's absolutely insane.
One to remember. Need to put more time into those small monitors, because they're so rewarding to find.
How easy was it to photograph?
It wasn't actually too bad. It was all right. It did sit quite nicely. I didn't spend very long with it, because looking back, I don't like the shots. Like, that's always the way it goes. But
they're all right. They're good. You're muted, Finn.
Sorry about that. My AirPods have just dropped out, so hopefully the it's still good. But it sat first up and got those shots, and he was on his way.
That's sometimes the best way. I'm leaning to a lot towards that now, of just snapping them, and then don't look at them for a month and look back and go, the shots they're never good. Just after you take them, they're the worst shots ever. I find you look through them a few months later, and you're like, I don't know why I was bickering or giving myself shit about that. Very easy in the moment to get wrapped up of these long sessions, which is not good for you or the animals. So.
No, it can take away from it massively if you get caught up.
Sometimes I think it was Australia. I was like, sometimes you feel like you don't want to find it. Or I think I could just get a nice in situ shot and like not even anywhere near it, and the chance has been taken away from you because it can ruin it a little bit of getting all your kit out, and there is an element.
I've been trying to do more of is I've got a it's actually a camcorder, but it's got really good zoom. I've been trying to stake things out and get some natural activity that maybe people don't get to see.
Fair
bit of footage which I need to do stuff with, but it's quite enjoyable. Yeah, parking up and watching things go to work.
Damn right. So, was there any other highlights you wanted to get into on that trip or across there? What would be your biggest, your biggest find to date, or one you put most work into?
Oh, geez. I guess on that trip, finding a parenti on the coast was really special, and I got that shot that has got like a really nice bit of reef in the background, and
I think I've seen that.
That was a special moment.
That was on the west coast somewhere, was it?
Yeah, just after Exmouth, heading south.
Yeah.
And then also on that trip, the Pilbara olive python was one that I put a lot of work and research into, and spent a lot of time walking around. Took a couple of nights, and then just saw this massive, like almost 3.5 meter snake stretched out along the rock, and you can't beat that feeling when you hit a target like that you work for.
Yeah, I was really lucky with the Barani. They were almost wasted on me. I think Carragini. Oh yeah, down in Fortescue there was literally one that someone pointed out to me. I wasn't even looking, so we were having a good fun. There was one, and then I think I found another 2 or 3 on that trip. And it's probably just because they weren't a target for me. But then I speak to other people, and they're like, "Oh, that's the one." I've been pretty
some
spoiled.
people try, and it's one of those things. Especially Carragini. So many people go there, and you don't really hear about that many people seeing them there.
Yeah, I think two in Carragini, and then one as you head sort of towards Broome. There's some. I don't want to get spots away, but up to that towards that way, and towards 80 Mile Beach. Towards 80 Mile Beach, we found another one in a gorge, a really old one. I was told it's there most of the time, and it's just
there you go.
Looks pretty battered up, but really long, really big one.
There's a photo of one that I would have seen like as a kid that like has stuck with me for my whole life. One, it's in Carragini, I believe, and it's like draped along the escarpment, like that classic Carragini Gorge cutaway escarpment, and it's holding a massive wallaroo and like pulling it up, and it looks like massive. It probably looks bigger than it is, but it's obviously a big snake taking on a wallaroo, which they do. Like if people haven't seen, I'd recommend looking up that photo, like Pilbara olive wallaby or something like that,
it'll come up.
Olive python eating a freshwater crocodile. Have you seen that photo? They're just able to stretch.
Yeah, I've definitely seen the one in the gorge. You saw that rip rock. No, I haven't seen the freshwater one. It wouldn't surprise me though, because they get really big and usually really placid. The ones that I'd found, they were nice.
I heard that particularly about Varanus. Oh yeah.
That's a good one. Like I said, they're just a bit spoilt on me. I think that's the thing about herping. Sometimes it's too easy, and you take it like this Cordia lineatus will be like elating for me, and they're like just they're sort of trash species. But I don't know.
That's what makes it, isn't it?
Yeah. How much do you think is luck, and how much do you think is doing the right things?
I think I think it comes down to the situation, like, because there's a lot of things where you're not finding them, and then you just put in so many hours and it pays off. And then obviously, as you were saying, you know, you can rock up at a spot and get your target. Like there's stories of that with Owen Pellies and those Americans that found that one crossing the road, like unheard of. I think, luck, like especially road cruising, like that's aside from you're picking the conditions, aside from that, it's all luck. Like you're crossing paths with something at the exact same time. A lot of the times they're not warming up on the road when you're in Northern Australia. They're just moving.
Yeah. I could say they're just, you just managed to hit it right. I can't see anything I've ever found on the road. I don't think that's been there basking as they, you know, as you get told.
Yeah, because normally you're planning your trips around good weather, so it's not going to be like you do see things soaking up the heat when it's cold, but you're not normally doing like herp trips when it's subpar conditions. So most of the time it's luck, crossing paths.
Yeah, it does make me think there must be way more of them out there for you to be in that spot. This is what I thought, like blackheads and womas, you know, around 80 Mile Beach and towards Marble Bar. I thought they must be pretty, like, I wonder if I just got out on the side of the road and did like a bit, you know, it's not very good habitat to look at. Sort of, it all looks the same, but just the amount you see, I don't know, I think there was one night we found, I think 3 blackheads and 2 womas on the same, you know, 60k of road. And then you go there and looking in the day and it, you know, it's pretty sparse and rubbish. I was like, it's pretty mad for them to be hit. You hit it every time, you know, when they're hitting the road and you see it. I wonder if there's a lot more of them out there than you think, rather than, I guess it's hard to you know, get out and I think we've lost Finn. Oh, you come back. So you maybe just pick a spot and then just walk and you'd find a few more. I don't know. It's sort of something that runs through my head when you're not, when you
I've
do
wondered that about inland taipans, if road cruising is the best method, because like I've put my drone up in that sort of habitat where like the really good cracking habitat is often following stretches that go like perpendicular to the road. So like you're lapping an area and you may be only crossing sections where it's just you're getting that small channel of cracking soil. Got out and walked out and followed the good habitat. I just wonder if that for some things like that is a better method, because
beneficial.
Yeah, exactly. Like for example, when you're looking for red bellies, like I would never cruise for red bellies, because you pick the habitat, which is a dam or a river, and you walk that area. So I wonder if like that sort of thing can apply with things like colettes and Ingrams and taipans, where they're going to be situated around good cracking soil and an abundance of rodents. So if you can pick those areas, maybe you've got a better chance on foot. Otherwise you're just relying on chance, crossing the road.
Enjoyable, I think, as well. Like some nights I've gone road cruising and, you know, found anything. Then like this one night in the Pilbara, found this gorge over camping, I think. And it was been okay. We found a few Simpsons pythons and stuff. And then we just went and found all these Oodora, Fimbrata, all these geckos and stuff. And then found Pathensis and anthill python that was obviously like looking for these geckos. I was like, I would have spent, you know, most nights you would spend just doing the road cruising to do it. I was like, this is so much better, I think, than doing the road cruise. I don't really like the road cruising so much now. I think it's good when you want to tick stuff off. When you want to just see one, then
want to get the abundance. Because you can cover as much ground as you're willing to.
And as you'd know, doing that trip, the amount of, I'm sure you planned your nights, so you were driving a bit in the night, so the amount of kilometers you can do and not find anything is also worrying. There's me saying, oh, they must be around. I was like, I've been to some really good habitat around I think it was like Kununurra and stuff. There's a pretty good road up to Lake Argyle. That's pretty famous apparently, but I've never found anything on it. I was like, this is like dream habitat. Maybe the habitat's too good and they don't need to go on the road. There's just no reason for them to cross the road at all. But, I don't know.
That brings
You've
up,
done. God, sorry. No, you're good.
I was going to say that brings up a thought from a trip recently where I had some friends. I moved up to Cape York recently, and I had some friends come up for a trip to Iron Range, and obviously you can cruise the roads and spot green tree pythons, but I sort of thought, let's just get out on foot and try and
I think I might have lost you, Finn.
got me. Sorry about that.
Got you.
Got me.
Yeah, got you back. Yeah. All good. It's getting a bit choppy.
You're all there together. You're not following a car when there's too many of you just to fit in one car, and yeah, you're chatting, you're spotlighting, you're seeing more like in a spot like that, I reckon.
Yeah, for sure. Did you find any Keith Horneye up in the Cape?
Oh, I put in a lot of hours for them, and I'm still yet to see one. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Actually, I've spoken to Will, and I think I've been searching pretty much only on foot, and he's got some ideas that maybe searching by car is better because they're less flighty with. They're seeing all the time, so maybe yeah.
Same with
I've seen
similar stuff in the around Darwin area. There's a spot up there, it's a really well known spot. But you go walking on foot and they just shoot away. But you can drive around in a car and slowly. That's a good idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've seen a couple Dorianus. I had a pretty devastating story with Keith Horneye, actually. I was on my way back down south to Vic. I really wanted to film one and obviously see one, but film one. And I put in an afternoon and a morning because I didn't have that much time to give away. And some mates from work were there at the same time. And the next day, the area I'd been walking, there was a DOR one that had been.
No way.
There was barely anyone there as well, and just like
the
road,
pretty
yeah.
That's the second or third one I've heard now. That's been a third actually. I think that's been was a DOR. So yeah. Don't have that problem in Indonesia. There's no roads, but still hard to find.
Yeah.
I was going to say, have you gone looking for the I think they're called Central Ranges type? Is it temporalis?
Temporalis, yeah. No, not yet.
Is that high up on your
Yeah, definitely high up on the list. I think I could die happy if I found one of them.
Yeah,
that's definitely
probably like the Owen, the elapid version of Owen Purley, whatever that is.
I would say so. Yeah, that cool. And Butler Eye for me. Butler Eyes, I don't know. I just love the habitat out there, and I think they're pretty. I don't know, just rarely seen snakes. So I guess that adds an element of thrill to it. But yeah, temporalis, it's very special. Yeah,
definitely. I think I went up. I can't remember who it was now. He'd been looking in drains for those Butler Eye. I don't know. I don't know how you. I think he found like 3 juveniles in these drains out there. That would have been towards Mount Magnet somewhere. Again, really? It was sort of
for work. Was it for work? I've heard of people doing like spotter catcher gigs and finding.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yeah. I think he said there's just like a load of disused wells or something, maybe boreholes or something. He was showing me them. He had a collector's license.
There you go. Yeah.
And he was showing me, and he was an elapid guy as well.
Yeah.
And he was showing me, and they were just over my head. I was just like, no, I just need to know where these Cordialinia are. So bad. They're beautiful little spotted babies. But yeah, it just comes to me then. He'd been going down these wells and getting them out there. So I don't know if that's something to look at, or if that was him. But that's what he was on. Yeah. You've done some herping internationally by the looks of it. Been over to Komodo.
Yeah.
How did you find that in comparison to the stuff you do in Australia?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Well, obviously, I feel like it's every reptile enthusiast dream to see Komodos in the wild, in the flesh. So, yeah, I actually went over there with Matt Dean, who I met when I was on the Gib at El Questro. I'd never met him before, met him there, and then a few months later we were going to Komodo together. So that was great, going with another herper and our partners. And yeah, the herping is very different. I found, like, looking for the vipers.
Yeah.
It was pretty pretty cool seeing all the locals and guides, you know, getting around it as well.
Yeah, yeah. Did
Yeah,
you do that on? Was it on Komodo itself at night for the
it
insulin
was Padar,
or
I
Flora?
think. Yeah, I think it was Padar at night.
Okay, Pada. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, which is got into the greens and the blue enchiladas. So
yeah,
very different. Just looking now that I've been to Cape York and spent a lot of time looking for the green pythons, I guess it's not that different looking for
yeah,
a snake in ambush. But at the time, I'd never really done anything like it. So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
very cool.
Komodos are pretty easy. You can't really call that herping, I don't think.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's almost given to you.
Which is
Yeah.
nice. It's like a guaranteed one. So that's good. Is there anywhere else international you've been?
Not for herping. I've been to South Africa and seen some herps, but wasn't
Not
doing a
like
herp trip there.
yeah,
Somewhere I'd love to go, or something I'd love to see, are crocodile monitors.
yeah, yeah.
Do
We can
you
talk about
keep
that.
them?
Yeah, yeah. I'm a farm in Indonesia, so we've got, I don't know, lots
Oh,
and lots.
really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to herp for the
I've
croc
heard,
monitors.
yeah.
They're a bit like I'd say it's almost like looking for Parentes. You know, there's like it's probably harder than Parentes really because there are some spots, but they sort of just turn up, just like unexpected. Look for like blue trees and stuff like that, and then
Yeah.
I've only ever seen two of them in the wild, which is
Are they
really special.
are they mostly seen in trees, like in the canopy, or?
Usually, they're on the like the base of the tree, and then they quickly run up a tree.
Okay.
I think that's the two. The first one I found was just in a literal Y of a tree, quite high up, just hugging it. Pretty much like a lace monitor would be. How do you see the laces like that, just looking down? And it was there for like, I don't know, we were there for like a good 30-40 minutes, and I was with some guys that sort of catchers over there. I was like, they're like, do you want me to go get it? I was like, there's no way you're getting it. I was like, for a laugh, I was like, oh yeah, go on then, see if you can catch it. And it just went really high up. I think they tried to get a noose on it, and then it broke the noose. And I was like, guys, just leave it. Someone's going to get hurt. And then it jumped all the way down on the floor and ran off. But I'm sure I sort of wish now I spent a bit more time, you know, because they're so rare. Of just you know, I'm sure it wouldn't have done anything. I'm sure it would have just sat there and waited us out.
Appreciate.
And then on the most recent trip, similar sort of thing. The guys tried to go after it. They're pretty rare for them to see them as well, so they get round it. But they had the opportunity to actually get hands on it, and nobody sort of knew what to do. They sort of it dropped out of a tree. They all looked at it. They're like, "Oh, it's actually worked," and then it run off. Which again, it's so remote. Their fin. If someone gets smashed by one of these crocs, then I think it's game over. You just bleed out. But really special to see. But yeah, I'll speak to you after the show. I can put you on to a guide I've been training up over there. Okay. We might be able to get you on that. Super close to you as well.
Definitely a dream.
So I think we'll start wrapping up, mate, around the hour mark. It's getting a little bit choppy on here. To close out, so internationally, where's the spot you'd like to go? And then somewhere in Australia, what's like your next target, or you know, your biggest sort of thing to get into?
I'd say internationally, either Borneo or Papua. I feel like you got to do Borneo as a herper. Also Madagascar would be very cool, but I think Borneo, it's a lot more accessible. It's cheaper. It seems like a really fun place to have a herp trip.
Right next to me here, and I haven't looked at going there yet, but I definitely will.
Well,
just recently from it's one of them where you live next to it and you never bother go. Just got back from Sumatra, not for herping. There's some amazing stuff in Sumatra. When you start looking at some of these islands, it's pretty incredible. Australia wise, Butler, I guess.
Butler, I guess another Kimberley trip is very high up on the priorities. I'd love
rough
to
scale python.
Get a rough scale.
We can't shut the show. Did you manage to get onto any or go looking?
No, I put in a lot of effort. It was all solo, So I think, yeah, it's just hard when you don't have another set of eyes, but I can't really use that as an excuse. So, yeah, just
How
something I say.
far? How far did you get up Mitchell Falls sort of way looking for them, or
Yeah,
further?
I went all around. I was swimming through water to get to the other side to check out areas, and I was, yeah, going pretty hard. I saw um Odura felicipota, the
Yep.
fringe-toed velvet.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing that, like swimming across somewhere to check out some habitat, and that habitat looked ideal for roughies. There was a bit of a cold snap. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but maybe it was just bad luck or bad searching. Can only, yeah.
I think, yeah, as we
Go
were
back
saying
and
earlier.
try again, I think.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to get
Actually,
up there.
something I saw there that you'd probably be interested in were a couple of Ackies.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty.
which
Yeah.
I didn't get any photos, which I'm still kicking myself about. But we were, obviously, I was with my partner. We were going to do the flight around, and I decided to cut through the bush to get there. sent her around the path, and I like went diagonally through, yeah, through the thick of it, just to, why not see what you can see. And then, yeah, they weren't too far away from each other, and then distinctive Aki tail. And I sat there for, I think, 5 minutes, but any longer, and I would have missed the flight because I had to work out how
Yeah.
to get back across to where she was. So definitely
Did you see
something
how
I'd love.
Did you see how they looked at all? Were they any small or anything? I can't remember how they
They
looked
were
up there.
big. They
They were
was like
big. Okay.
substantial. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They
interesting.
looked decent from what I saw. I'd love to. I can picture it exactly in my head where they were and how to get there. So I definitely would love to get back there and try and get some shots of them, because, yeah, not something I've seen.
How hard is it to get up to sort of rough scale country? That's what always put me off doing that trip. There used to be a spot, they've shut it down now, that all the guys were going to and turning them up pretty, well, I say pretty regular. But I looked at the track and it was just like this insane tracking to get there. It was like a proper four-wheel drive up there. I was nowhere near experienced. I think the Aboriginal community have actually shut it down now. Maybe again, I don't know. I think it's called Backsten or something like that.
Okay.
I guess it doesn't really matter if I give it away now because you can't get there. But I think where Max and stuff were going, Max Jackson and a few guys. Oh, it looked so good, like really beautiful habitat, and they were turning them up there. But up to like anywhere else more accessible, is it still pretty difficult to get up there?
I mean, it's just, I didn't find it that tricky. It's just corrugations. Like, there's a couple of shallow creek crossings, but the most brutal part is just the corrugations, which it was about probably 70 k's of really rough corries. But you get your tire pressure right, you get your speed right. Like, it is what it is. There's no rush when you're out there. So
Yeah,
just I would definitely, like, I've had a mate who's done it in a hire car and gotten there no issues. So
don't give it to
don't let it stop you. That's for sure. Yeah, amazing part of the country to see.
Yeah, I know a few. I've been invited on a trip up to there this year. I won't be able to make it, unfortunately. But I was just sort of wondering how hard it would be to get up there.
Yeah.
And like I said, hopefully, best of luck to them to go up there and find another just amazing and iconic species up there.
Yeah.
You can imagine turning one of them up in. I mean, such beautiful country as well. That's why I'm sort of just to go up there and stuff. Oh,
that really is what makes those big, like all those big ticket herps, like where you're finding them is also just incredible. I think that has a huge thing to do with why they're so sought after and what makes them so special. Just the location. Yeah.
100%. Right, we're going to wrap up, Finn. One thing I didn't get to, just because I haven't watched any yet, you've got a big YouTube channel, or
wow.
There's quite a few videos on there for herping wise. So I call it a big channel. Do you want to just go and give that a bit of a plug? I'm going to start watching them after the show.
Awesome. Yeah, I'd love to. So that's Aussie Bush Basher on YouTube, and I've slowed down recently, but from 2023 to 2025, a bunch of videos on different trips and finding different stuff. It's sort of I try to do somewhat of a documentary style, lots of scenery shots and
Nice.
habitat shots on the drone and that sort of stuff. There's a couple long ones if you're into like sitting down and seeing some of those early Darwin ones.
Yeah,
They're in there,
sure.
but then as you know, attention spans aren't that long, so
I'm
there's
the
some
opposite.
short.
If it's like a 2-minute one, I'm like, oh, I can't be. If it's like a minute, half an hour, I'm like, oh, I'm going to really sit down and enjoy that. I'm older, so maybe it's that you have to 10-second video now to get any
I'm the same.
views.
I like a good long video. Yeah, especially when it's hard to find good things to watch. So things that actually interest us like that. That's why I do it, and it's always they're always going to be there to go back and watch, which is what I love. Like I'll probably be showing my grandkids those videos one day, and I'm sure plenty of things would have changed with the spots and everything. So it's a little slice.
Well, that's one thing I did find. Yeah, a lot of the spots just got easier. Like Carragini, I remember going there down into Fortescue. I can't. Wasn't all those metal steps and stuff going down there. And then like a year later, it was. I can't remember what was there before. I think it was just rock, and maybe like a rickety old like wooden handrail. And like literally a year later, you go there and it's all got this. I was like, this is too easy now. Surely it's sort of taken away from the spot.
Yeah,
same in Litchfield as well. I was like, I remember going down, it was all, and then I got there. It's like, what's all these pathways and stuff? Which I'm sure it makes it a lot more accessible for people that find it a bit difficult. But I was like, oh, now I'm gonna have to find your old your own spot. Sort of, that we were into.
Pushes you out further.
100%. Thank you so much for coming on, Finn. Like I said, people check out the your Instagram page, which is Aussie Bush Basher as well. Some amazing photos on there. But
thanks,
I think
thanks a bunch for giving me the platform and having me on, Chris. Yeah, really appreciate it.
Yeah, like I said, if you find loads of monitors and want to come on again, mate, then let me know. Thank you very much. Done. Awesome. Okay, thank you everyone for listening. We'll be back again in a couple of weeks' time. But yeah, if anyone can like, comment, and subscribe, check out the other shows on the Trapdoor Reptile Network. But yeah, that's it from me. Thanks again for Finn. We'll see you next time.